The U.S. Congress has witnessed two abrupt cancellations, one vote in the House of Representatives and another vote on a bill in the Senate. Both have been stalled by the Republican lawmakers. The first stall happened in the U.S. Senate after the Republican lawmakers left Washington for their Memorial Day recess without passing President Donald Trump's immigration enforcement package. The bill was worth nearly about $70 billion. It was meant to fund ICE and Border Patrol agencies. Trump had demanded that it should reach his desk by the 1st of June, but that deadline will now be missed. The reason for this sudden turnaround is a controversial $1.8 billion fund that critics are calling the Presidential Slush Fund. The fund was set up to compensate people who claimed that they were unfairly targeted by past justice departments, and the backlash was pretty swift, and it came within Trump's own party. GOP senators have said that they were blindsided by the Justice Department's announcement. The issue has become so toxic that there are doubts that the Republicans could even muster the 50 votes that were needed to pass the broader immigration bill. The acting Attorney General Todd Blanche was grilled by the senators. The Democrat Senator Chris Van Hollen called it outrageous, unprecedented of a slush fund. When asked whether individuals who assaulted the Capitol Police officers would be eligible, Blanche said that anyone in this country will be eligible to apply. And that answer has alarmed many Republicans. The former GOP Senate leader Mitch McConnell called the settlement utterly stupid and morally wrong. Now, the other vote, which has now also been delayed, was on a bipartisan resolution that is aimed at limiting President Donald Trump's authority to continue with his war on Iran without congressional approval. The U.S. House Republican leaders abruptly cancelled the vote, which was scheduled to be held on Thursday afternoon local time, just hours before lawmakers left Washington for their Memorial Day recess. The resolution, introduced by the Democrat Congressman Gregory Meeks of New York, sought to require Trump to obtain authorization from Congress before continuing with the military operations against Iran. The House had rejected 3 previous war power resolutions earlier in the year, but support for the latest measure had been growing as concerns mounted over the expanding conflict in West Asia. Meeks accused Republican leaders of delaying the vote for political reasons and said that the measure is now expected to return to the House floor in early June after the lawmakers come back from the recess. The Democrats have argued that the Constitution gives Congress and not the President the authority to declare war, and they also warn that the U.S. could be drawn into a prolonged conflict without a clearly defined strategy. The White House and most Republicans insist that Trump acted within his constitutional authority as the commander-in-chief, saying that the military operations were limited and necessary to prevent imminent threats tied to Tehran's nuclear capabilities.